Hello, my lovely, lovely, wonderful, beautiful, handsome people. A pleasant afternoon to you. All right, I'm going to show you a parallel here. I will say this. I won't say many times. Maybe off, not maybe. Sorry, perhaps sometimes you will come across posts and you will hear, "Oh, women, this is the reason why you cannot keep a man." As though the man is the end all and the be all. The only end all and be all that I know is Jesus Christ of Nazareth, who is the King of Kings, certainly the Lord of Lords, and the conquering Lion of the tribe of Judah. And one hand cannot clap. Equally, if the woman needs a man, the man needs a woman. He doesn't get involved with himself. He's not in a full-fledged, if you understand, symbiotic, listen to my words carefully, relationship with himself. Even if he gets to know himself and so on. And, there's a place for that. Getting to know yourself, being one with yourself and all of that. But I'm talking about where there is somebody else in your space to either add to your joy or to either add to your pain predominantly. So if one hand cannot clap, you need another hand so that you can make the sounds. With that being said, wonderful people, I'm going to say this to you men. We women can equally say something to you. This is the reason why you will not keep a woman, and this is part and parcel as to why most times, because of what the statistics show, women file for divorce or they end the relationship. They take long, but when they actually end, only God can actually resurrect it if it is to go back. Have you ever noticed with men, they leave quicker than the woman, but more often than not, they actually try to return. They try to return, and the woman says, "Are you out of your cotton-picking mind?" Absolutely not. I tried for too long, because she would have gone to the end. She would have exhausted every possible means to save the relationship. Men, the women, in some cases, leave you because you're aggressive. You're awful to be around. You cannot have all the strength. You are greedy. You're avaricious. You're craven. You cannot want to have physical strength and want to have verbal strength. You have to balance it out. There has to be a balance, because there's an imbalance. It is unbalanced. So you want to have physical strength and you beat her up, and then you want to have verbal strength where you psychologically, verbally, and mentally, as well as emotionally abuse her. She ends up abhorring you. She ends up loathing you. She ends up detesting you. And she is completely turned off by you. Cannot ever be resurrected except through divine intervention by God himself. And most times it doesn't come back because of the treatment that you gave her. So you have to pay the piper. That is your karma. Are you aware of this, man? God knew what he was doing when he made us not as physically strong as you. Mentally, we are stronger. That's why women can withstand pressures a little better and longer than men. Hence the reason why they will stay in bad relationships for a longer time. But when it ends, it can't go back. It cannot go back. God made you the protector, the provider, because he wanted you to embody what it really means to be a leader. He wanted you to embody what it means to be a protector, to safeguard that woman, the child, the people that you're given in your space. Remember, you say you are the leader. So to whom much is given, much is certainly required. Some say much is expected. Now, when you abuse what is given to you, then it will be pulled back from you, because you have you have mismanaged what was given to you to man, to lead, to govern, to direct. And it comes with consequences. This is what 1 Peter chapter 3, I think it's verse 7, says, and I'm paraphrasing. Men, God was very deliberate because he wanted you to understand. He said, do not embitter. In other words, do not be harsh in your words. Do not provoke. Do not abuse verbally, mentally, psychologically, physically, emotionally your wives. Do not embitter the women. Don't do it. Because if you do, your prayers will be hindered. You will not, your prayers not goes, it just, this is your praying and it just bounces up and hits back down and goes right back into your mouths, and it chokes you. It's a chokehold to you. I want to also say to you that once you have caused that woman to be fearful of you, there is no longer a relationship. She's devising ways, thinking of ways to get out of that so-called relationship. There is no longer any relationship. It totally has been destroyed once the fear factor reaches her heart realm and her soul realm. There is no longer any relationship. She no longer wants you. It is over with. When you are harsh with your words, you crush the spirit within her. You crush the mind within her. And that is really crushing the soul. Because once you begin to crush the will within her, that it's over with. And when God sees that that woman is now broken, being the weaker vessel, the physically weaker vessel, he has to now step in, because one of his mandates is to protect the vulnerable, which we are a part of, the female. We're a part of the vulnerable group. We are. So once you begin to erode that with your corrosive ways and your corrosion, then God has to step in to safeguard us or to heal us from that corrosion. And you sometimes wonder, no matter what you put your hands to, it is not working out as a man. And then physically you start to deteriorate. You begin to wither away. You begin to wither away slowly. You need to check a lot of these hospices. A lot of, there is no comparison between the men and the women who, it is almost like you're looking at the prison systems, who encompasses the prison and the hospices, filled with a lot of men who are living in great regret because of how they treated women. Now, I know sometimes women can be lippy. I know we have this, so God give you the strength. But it is for a reason, It's just the problem is that both men and women at times have not been able to use self-control, to really taper, and put a cap on how they deal with each other. So what they do, they embody the negatives, the men with their physical strength, the women with their physical strength, and we have this combative war going on. But men, I want you to understand this. To whom much is given, much is required. Remember that you guys were created as the head of the home. And you have neglected and failed miserably in that area. So you don't have to listen to what I am saying. You just watch how life plays out. So when I see some of you men talk to women in an unseeming way, you tell her no ends of horrible words, horrid words, because she dissed you according to you, or didn't do this according to you, or don't provide or give you enough sex according to you. Let me tell you, your days are numbered. God says when you abuse them, your prayers will be hindered. It's like you cannot prosper. Like your blessings have them gone bad. Jamaicans have a way of saying bad blessing take you. It's like you're cursed. Because you don't understand how important a woman is to your life. You see a lot of rich men who are doing well. They're doing well financially, socially, and physically. More than likely, they are very good to their wives and children. That is why the scripture says, when you don't take care of your wives and children predominantly speaking, you're worse than an infidel, you're worse than an unbeliever. And you have rapists being unbelievers, pedophiles, we name them wicked people. So think about what you're doing to women. Anyway, guys, you know what to do. Read TikTok and YouTube. Subscribe. Give me one of those lines. Follow me on Instagram.